Alright, if somebody could explain why my room's so dark on the camera, I would be pleased to know. Now, this is a video about, it's a rant about NHL Market Viability. Now, I need a chart here, so excuse me for a sec. That's why I set up in here, this chalkboard. Yeah. I fail at drawing my lines, by the way. We're going to have 8 markets. God, I haven't used a chalkboard in ages. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay. I win. Now, a check mark will mean they have it. A circle will mean, eh. And an X will mean, no, they don't. A fan base, arena, ownership, total. It's going to be read from left to right. And yes, that's my horrible writing I was reaching for. Oops. Oh, this is ownership. This is arena. This is fan base. This is total. So the markets. Winnipeg. Now, as you can see, I suck at writing. Quebec. Hartford. Kansas City, which I'm just going to abbreviate. The Maritimes. Which would be, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, you know it. I'm just going to put Maritime. They're happy. What were my other ones? Houston. Seattle. And Portland. Now, let's take a look. Arena. Winnipeg has an arena. Huh? And the A means they have it. A half an A means they don't. An A means they have an NHL quality arena. That's what I'm trying to say. Quebec, they have the Colisée, which is good for an right off the and immediate relocation, like a rumored relocation of the Thrashers, but not for a not for the long term. They have filed plans for a new arena. It's the same with Hartford. Kansas City has an arena. Sprint Center is one of the nicest arenas for the NHL or NBA. The Maritimes, they don't have an NHL caliber arena, but look at some of the players they've created, like Crosby. Beastly. Houston has the arena, the Toyota Center. Seattle, no. Portland, yes. Now, Seattle's key arena, they do have it, but it was built in '62 and renovated last in '95. And there's like no purpose to it anymore right now because the Sonics left. As for ownership, Winnipeg has it. True North Sports and Entertainment, Quebec has it, Quebecor. Hartford has one. That probably will be run by Harold Baldwin. Maritime's not that I know of have an ownership. I think Kansas City has one, but I don't remember. Houston, this is a hunch. Houston and Portland. This is a hunch that Les Alexander is still interested in bringing an NHL team in to play with his NBA Rockets. Because remember, in my rant before, he nearly had the Oilers and moved him to Houston. That would, because he got shut out of that, and the same with Paul Allen with Portland getting shut out of Pittsburgh, they may have just closed off for good. Alright, fan base. Fan base is there for Winnipeg, Quebec, Hartford, Kansas City, not really. The Maritimes, definitely. Houston. Now this is a hunch. Do Texans take to hockey as much as they do in Dallas? Seattle, the fan base is there, and the same with Portland. So let's find. Now, Seattle could get one, but the problem is they need a new arena to replace Key Arena or a major renovation. But I think a new arena would be better because Oracle Arena was renovated from '97 and it's still horrid. So pretty much, Seattle, keep it in as a contender because after Winnipeg and Quebec, in my opinion, he should look to the Pacific Northwest as well as Hartford. And besides, look at these three, as well as Kansas City, all NHL teams once upon a time. And all of them, right now, none of them have been reimbursed the way Colorado was, the way Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, St. Louis were, because they had teams back in the Depression era. Where else? What else? Ottawa. They also got reimbursed. I think that's about it. Oh yeah, Minnesota. That is one thing about these three the NHL needs to know. Well, the second chance worked in Hockey Market, Minnesota. And also, you could compare the fan base in Hartford to that of Portland and Columbus. White-collar, hard-working people who would go berserk when their team scores. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little chalk talk. And at the moment, Winnipeg is close to having that team, so next time I make one of these, I might have to replace Winnipeg with something else like Hamilton. Hamilton's an issue though because of there's one other thing, territorial invasion. Now, Hamilton would be invading Toronto and Buffalo. Seattle might be invading Vancouver, and the same with Portland. Houston would be invading Dallas, but Houston has an AHL team right now, which has some of the best attendance in that league. These three, once again, that's all sorted out. The only ones really invading are Quebec and Hartford. Hartford on the Bruins and the Rangers, and Quebec with Montreal. No duh. I thought it was, I don't know, Toronto. Now, other candidates for another team would be, like, Hamilton, Toronto, maybe Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to do today. So, yeah, bye.